Hey everyone, it's Corey from Unified Masters. So I'm currently getting ready for for the activation, the 1212 activation, and just getting prepared for the day. I've got all my golden Andaras collecting the codes they need to help in the transmission, as they're getting some sunlight before we go in and get this done. And I have some wonderful masters that have shown up for the ceremony, and basically now I've been gifted the wonderful opportunity to work alongside the Galactic Federation of Light, and they were kind of giving me some messages that they wanted me to transmit into the collective. And one thing I wanted to state before this is that I do not go into full channel, and they've asked that I do not go into full channel for a very, very important reason, and that is that the importance of identity during the process of transmitting these messages is that, as being a sacred divine soul, and unifying my soul and getting more in touch with my soul essence, the importance of our soul essence and in the process of transmitting messages is that we are not shells. We are conduits for this energy, and we are conduits for this information, but sometimes our identity and our personality is what is the reason why these masters and these beings choose us to transmit the messages. And while some find that their strengths in full channeling is what helps to bring through the clarity of that message, for some of us, they choose our personality and our soul essence and the temporal form to transmit what needs to be transmitted for a specific purpose. And so they want me to stay in this partial channeling versus going into full channel while I transmit this message. And so it's about the reason why these portals exist in these days. So on days such as 11/11 and 12/12, us in the awakening community really unify and find the sacred meaning and the sacred ceremony behind these portal days. And what they want to remind us of is that these transit times and these gateways are pivotal in the creation process and in the ascension of Gaia and the ascension of the universe. But what they want us to do is to take these days as testimonies on practicing these sacred ceremonies every single day. And how we practice this is through sacred breath, and that is through conscious breath. And through that conscious breath, finding the sacred ceremonial space on a day-to-day basis through conscious breath is when we remind ourselves of how sacred it is to be here now. And then through that, we can break it down even further and remind ourselves that every breath is sacred, and every moment here in the now is sacred. And so with that, they wanted me to transmit this very short, brief message as I go in and I go into ceremony, is that every day alive is sacred, and how important this time is on Earth, how the entire universe is watching us with what we're doing, and they are rooting us on, and how pivotal this moment is for the expansion of the universe. And so with that, they want us to remember the divine that is us, the divine that is in this moment, the divine that is in the breath, and the divine that is in the feeling process of transformation. And so it's a nice little reminder that on these days, while we practice our sacred ceremony, that we can take this and embed this practice every single day through conscious breathing, and even the remembrance of every breath, whether it be conscious or unconscious, as we are traversing the ascension process. And some days we might go a little unconscious and are always brought back to consciousness, is that every breath is sacred, and every life is sacred, and every being here on Earth, regardless of what path they're choosing back to source. Every being, good, bad, ugly, otherwise, as we are ending duality, is sacred. And so with that, I wanted to bring that through and just to kind of transmit a little nice, loving 1212 message. Thank you all so much for your continued support. I am blessed, truly blessed and honored to be working with the Galactic Federation of Light and all the wonderful masters that are showing forth during the ceremony, and being able to transmit more messages from them as I bring them through more and more. And with that, I'm going to get back inside and get everything set up for the ceremony. I love you all. And with that, I will see you on the other side. Namaste.